Hey chaps, Scatter here. So, as most of you may not know, I'm a fan of a game called Dark Deception. Dark Deception is a horror game similar to Pac-Man where you go through nightmare portals and collect ring pieces and soul shards for a suspicious elderly woman named Helen Biss. The main antagonist of the game is a business demon by the name of Malak. The protagonist you play as is a deadbeat father by the name of Doug Hauser. Doug's main goal is to get a second chance at life and save his wife Clarissa, as well as his daughter Tammy. You must run from murder monkeys, an evil schoolgirl by the name of Agatha, golden sentient statues, dread duckies, clown gremlins, reaper nurses, a rabbit, a rip-obsessed pig, a chicken, and Mama Bear and her trigger teddies. This is a heavily watered-down version of the actual story, so if you want to hear the full story, I recommend watching another YouTuber by the name of Super Horror Bros videos on it. But I'm not here to talk about the other 4 chapters of the game, I'm here to predict what will happen in the final chapter. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is going to be the biggest chapter by far, with 5 levels. Only 4 out of the 5 levels' names have been revealed: Holiday Horror, Prison Panic, Fear Fortress, Wicked Ways, and the unnamed 13th level. Holiday Horror's main antagonists are the mannequins, as well as the Puppet King. Prison Panic and the other levels are much more unknown, as we don't know how they'll play out and what enemies they have. We do know that the main antagonist of Prison Panic is a woman by the name of Dark Star. Now, for what I'm about to talk about next, I'll need to explain the powers we get from the ring pieces we collect. These powers are as follows: Super Speed, which is self-explanatory; Teleportation, which allows us to teleport a short distance in front of us to avoid enemies; Telepathy, which allows us to detect enemies around the level; Primal Fear, which allows us to stun enemies; Telekinesis, which allows us to collect the soul shards faster; and Vanish, which allows us to turn invisible to sneak by the monsters unnoticed. Now, why did I mention all of these cool powers? Well, we are apparently getting 2 new powers in Chapter 5. These powers sadly have not been revealed yet, but Finch Livings, the creator of Dark Deception, said that one of the powers is similar to self-cloning, a diversion if you will. The other power is completely unknown. Now, this theory of mine might be a stretch, but what if the power we get in Prison Panic is the power to read minds or gravity switch? Hell, maybe it's the power to turn into someone else. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Who knows? Maybe I could be completely wrong about the powers. Now, it's time to predict what Holiday Horror will be like. We don't really have that many teasers for it, besides some out of Tammy, Clarissa, and some penguin imagery. We do know that there'll be up to 4 types of mannequins, and that there are no blue or green mannequins. The mannequins can kill you with all of the parts of their body, from their heads, to their arms, to even their legs. Their speed is supposedly dangerously close to level 6 speed boost. The male and female mannequins have different gameplay, not to mention that we got a teaser for a new type of mannequin called a Red Stalker. Apparently, there's a trap that is quote-unquote organic, to some degree. As far as we know, all tracks for Holiday Horror have been released on YouTube. Now it's time to predict what Prison Panic will be like. Recently, we got a teaser of a leech-looking mouth with a caption: "Stars cannot shine without darkness." Dark Deception is known for reusing scrapped content, such as repurposing the original 3rd member of the Joy Joy gang, Penny the Panda, and making her into Mama Bear. It wouldn't be too far-fetched if they repurposed the unused vulture and pig prison guard concepts. We also got another teaser of a robot-looking creature with a star on its head. It's definitely going to be an enemy in Prison Panic, considering the star on its head. We got another teaser with the caption, "Evil's Endgame," which included an amalgamation of previous monsters in a fleshy blob. There's also a TV with a star on it in the blob, which Vince confirmed is indeed something in Prison Panic. Vince has been on record stating that Prison Panic's tracks cannot be released because they have vocals with spoilers. Aside from the track, "Don't Look Down," Darkstar will most likely sing these songs. There's also going to be NPCs that we can interact with in this level. Vince also said that, much like Torment Therapy's setting not being just an ordinary hospital, that Prison Panic's setting isn't just an ordinary prison. We frankly know more about Prison Panic than we do about Holiday Horror. Now it's time to predict what Fear Fortress and Wicked Ways will be like. Fear Fortress has been stated to be Malak's level, and we know how close the Joy Joy gang is with Malak, especially Lucky the Rabbit. Considering the fact that the Joy of Despair music track has been confirmed to be a boss theme, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that we fight Lucky again in Malak's level. I also have a feeling that Lucky will betray Malak to become the new leader of the army Malak has assembled over the years. It was also confirmed that Fear Fortress is by far the largest level in the game. It was said by Vince to feel like a completely different game compared to the rest of the levels. Keep in mind that we haven't gotten screenshots from any of the levels yet, only pictures of some of the monsters. Now back to that fleshy blob creature. Apparently the music track, Monster Party, is a boss theme, so I have a feeling that it's for the blob creature. I have a feeling that this blob creature will be a boss in Fear Fortress. Now we gotta talk about the teaser with the caption, "Every journey is an end." This monster could be in the unnamed 13th level, or even Wicked Ways, but that's just speculation. Literally nothing is known about this weird zombie-looking creature with a spiral on its head. For all we know, the blob and this zombie-looking creature could be the same monster. Now to the next level, Wicked Ways. Wicked Ways is the 12th level of the game, and really nothing is known about it, much like the unnamed 13th level, so we don't have much to go off of in that regard. Dark Deception Chapter 5 will apparently have 4 to 6 endings, with one of them having a crossover type of thing with a different game. We know it is a good ending, a bad ending, the crossover ending, and the other endings are unknown. And that's all we know about Chapter 5. I'm very excited for its release, and I'm sure others are as well. Speaking of the release, it's time to speculate when it will release. Considering Holiday Horror is the first level in Chapter 5 and it's Christmas themed, we could expect it to come out winter 2024 or even 2025. It's most likely early 2025. We're also apparently getting a Darkstar plush this October, and Vince said that a Puppet King plush will release when the chapter releases. If the Darkstar plush is releasing this October, then we're probably getting Chapter 5 in the winter. Anyways, that's all for this video. Also, special thanks to Baldman Gaming for providing most of this information in his own video on Chapter 5 info. You should go check him out. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. This is Scatterbrain Productions, signing out.